Alright, Kahalala, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaRakha Kodash, double honors to the apostles of GMS who I learned this truth from. Salutations unto you, Akim Wakwathim Natekid. Alright, coming back again, I just finished watching the brother Howard's video. Is your honey real? Alright, it's a great video, very good. It sparked this inspiration for me to do this. Check out the video, but what I'm gonna do, just piggyback off what the brother's getting into, is the brother's 100% correct. When we started camp, the first brother that was on the greens, health, certain herbs, was the brother Uwasab and the brother Danyala. He knew certain things as well, and he told me about the honey. But back then we didn't really know about the honey, because even then he told me to get the teddy bear honey, and he said, the in the plastic, and he said it has to say number 1, because there was different numbers, number grade 1, 2, 3. But all that honey is foolishness. We found out that all that honey is fake, man. If you're getting your honey from No Frills or or certain low end places where Israelites shop, because that's where we shop, man. The deals, but you can't get your honey from there. You gotta get raw, unpasteurized honey. It's very important that it is unpasteurized. Why? What is pasteurization? Pasteurization is basically flash radiation, like what microwave is. They radiate it, which destroys what? All the enzymes to break down sugar, to break down fat, to break down protein. Destroys various vitamins, especially the B vitamins, right? Because when you deal with honey, especially raw honey, which contains some pollen, bee pollen, and a lot more nutrient dense, you know, honeys, they have a lot of B vitamins, and that's another component of why you get a little energy buzz, because it has the B1s, the 2s, the 3s, the 5, the B5s, which are some of those B's I just mentioned. It has to do with cognitive function, which is your brain. It has to do with energy as well, energy metabolism, right? The next thing I'm gonna do is just bring out this thing I found when this is from benefitsofhoney.com. 3 things you need to know about raw honey. Right? It says why raw honey is special and the best. Raw honey is the most original sweet liquid that honeybees produce from the concentrated nectar of flowers. See, because you have different kinds of honeys, like the brother was mentioning in the video. Howard, he mentioned you have buckwheat, manuka, which manuka we found out from who? Apostle. I found out from Apostle Tahar. He was the man that brought it out, and that's one of the strongest. The pollens there are one of the strongest antibiotics on the planet, right? Which all raw honey are antibiotic in nature. They're what is it? Antifungal. Okay, so if you have candida, it actually doesn't feed the sugars, because the thing with honey is roughly half glucose and fructose. Now the brother mentioned high syrup, high fructose corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, which is processed. At the end of the day, you only have few sugars, so you can't you don't have to overcomplicate things. You have glucose, which is your main source. That's the type of sugar that your brain requires. Okay, you have sugar that is stored by the body in the form of glycogen. Not to get overcomplicated. Okay, this glycogen is stored in your liver and in your muscles. When your liver is done, right, which usually when you wake up, you gotta break the fast, breakfast, because your glycogen is depleted, so you need to eat something, right? Now, if that glycogen is done and your brain requires the majority of it, so they get the glucose from your muscles after. After that, they cut off everything, and they only source it to the brain to stay alive. That's how important glucose is. Fructose is the majority of sugars found in fruit, natural fruit. Okay, fructose. I'm not gonna get too deep, but this is simple things. You brothers are following me. Fructose does not cause an insulin spike, but Esau demonizes it. Esau being a devil for years, man, because I was scared of fruit and this and if you're trying to cut weight and you're trying to get your six-pack on, and no, that's false. Fructose does not cause an insulin spike, therefore it doesn't store as fat. It actually goes straight into the cell as energy, and it actually feeds the endings of your nerves. Okay, it actually feeds the endings of your nerves, your nervous system. So fructose is highly energetic on a high level. And this is why Esau demonite, he'll tell you about, okay, you can only have 1 tablespoon of honey or 2 a day, and you can have this half a banana and no, but then he'll give you pre-workouts with chemicals, goddamn, other products, any products with chemicals basically, and he'll say that's safe for you when that's causing neurotoxicity, liver damage, kidney damage, all this foolishness, when all these foods the Most High gave you is free and nutritious, right? So it's foolishness, man. So again, raw honey feeds your entire body, feeds your nervous system, it feeds your brain, it feeds your gut. It's very, very nutritious, man. Okay, it says right here, look, it says, Slakia, right here, collected straight from the honey extractor. It is totally unheated and pasteurized unprocessed honey. Again, when you heat honey to is it 110 degrees, if I'm not mistaken, you start the process of oxidation, which you destroy a lot of nutrients. Okay, you can heat the honey to liquefied. If you have raw honey, which I have right here, I'm looking at, and I have liquefied honey. Okay, you can heat the raw honey to a certain degree to liquefied, but you can't overheat it to where it's boiling, because you're destroying the nutrients. So look what it says, an alkaline forming food. This type of honey contains ingredients similar to those found in fruits. And the Most High, all he speaks about is fruits, figs, right? All kinds of berries, nuts, honey. How much times is honey in the scriptures, man? Which become alkaline in the digestive system. It doesn't ferment in the stomach, and it can be used to counteract acid indigestion. When mixed with ginger and lemon juices, it effectively relieves nausea and supplies energy. Why? Because ginger, another herb, a root, is what? A stimulant or a catalyst, meaning it increases the chemical reactions, right? Or the power, I'll say, of honey. Just like cayenne pepper is also a stimulant or a catalyst. Okay? Raw foodists love honey for its exceptional nutritional value and its amylase, an enzyme concentrated in flower pollen which helps pre-digest starchy foods like breads. Amylase is an enzyme produced in your salivary glands in your mouth, right? When you're thinking of food, or you're making the food and you're smelling it and you start having a saliva, that drool, that's the amylase. As soon as you digest it, right? In nutrition, you're taught ingestion, right? And then down the esophagus to digestion, right? And then absorption, and then elimination. But really, digestion starts in your mouth with the amylase, the salivary gland, saliva. See? So this is all things we knew, man. And back then, we didn't have no fucking Wonder Bread, by the way, okay? We had spelt flour bread, we had chickpea flour bread, we had all kinds of other proper nutrient dense breads, okay? Today's refined white bread is garbage, man. Most supermarket honey is not raw honey. A lot of honey found in the supermarket is not raw honey, but commercial regular honey, some of which has been pasteurized, heated at 70 degrees Celsius or more, followed by rapid cooling for easy filtering and bottling so that it looks cleaner and smoother, more appealing on the shelf, and easier to handle and package. Again, it's all about fugazi, man. Making it look nice, right? Making it, ooh, it doesn't look dirty and raw. Raw honey, that sounds nasty, right? But when you got the honey looking nice, but there's nothing in there, really nothing but sugar. Sugar's not the problem, but if you all you have is sugar, then it's a problem, because in nature you will never just find sugar. You will find fruits that contain sugar, that contain fiber, minerals, enzymes, vitamins, okay, accompanied to help buffer. You're not just gonna find sugar, man. Look at this. Pasteurization kills any yeast cell in the honey and prevents fermentation, which is a concern for storing honey with high moisture content over a long period, especially in warm weather. While fermentation does not pose a health danger, it does affect the taste of honey. Heating also slows down the speed of crystallization in liquid honey. On the downside, when honey is heated, its delicate aromas, yeasts, and enzymes, which are responsible for activating vitamins and minerals in the body, are partially destroyed. And that's another function of enzymes. Enzymes have a lot of different functions. They have eating or clearing up dead tissue in the body that doesn't need to be there anymore. They're activators, meaning they, again, help you absorb vitamins, nutrients, and minerals. All right. I'm not going to read everything, but yeah, raw honey is supposed to actually crystallize over time. And people are weird, man. People get weird about that. But I love it when I always loved that as a kid. When it crystallizes, that's the best time to eat it. It tastes the best. But honey, honey itself is a preservative. Honey doesn't really have an expiration date. Okay, honey, man. I remember I seen a thing a few years back. They found a 3,000-year-old chest with honey in it, and it was still good. Like a small little box someone preserved, and it was good. Right? Like we're talking about raw honey. This is why the Most High always spoke about honey. Now, go in here, list some benefits, 9 magical things that happen when you have a spoonful of raw honey every day. And it doesn't just mean Esau tells you a spoonful. You have hormones in your body, like ghrelin, sorry, not gremlin, ghrelin, which regulates. Okay, now I'm full, right? I'm satiated, which means my body doesn't need any more nutrients. But if you're on that nutrient deprived diet of carbs and white flour and white sugar, you're gonna be always hungry. Right? You're gonna be always hungry, man. I'm not gonna read everything, but I'm gonna read certain things. Brain health. There's a lot of important things, man. See? There were certain points I was reading before. But again, sometimes Esau's information, you have to really look up more than just these websites, man. You gotta really sometimes even get into if you can, the biochemistry of things. But some things, I'm not gonna read it really. But again, here, Doolan remarked, honey is composed of a unique carbohydrate composition of natural sugars and trace amounts of antioxidants, enzymes, minerals, vitamins, and amino acids, making it a smart, natural, energy-filled afternoon snack. Okay, and again, you will not get an insulin crash, which is what people usually get when they have a hot chocolate, a donut. You get that sugar spike, and then you get that big crash. You don't get that with honey. Okay, because the half of its absorption does not cause an insulin spike. And you have minerals and other things that, again, give you an energy boost for a long duration of time, a steady energy boost. Right? Now, let's go to Matthew 3:1. In those days came John the Baptist preaching in the wilderness of Judea, and saying, Repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. For this is he that was spoken of by the prophet Isaiah, saying, The voice of one crying in the wilderness, Prepare ye the way of the Lord, make his path straight. And the same John had his raiment of camel's hair and a leather girdle about his loins, and his meat was locusts and wild honey. See, and best, be assured, raw honey, wild honey, was not just honey. It was the raw honey with the pollen, and the pollen. That's a whole nother lesson, which I think I did a lesson on it a few months back. The pollen actually is a complete food. It actually contains all the complete proteins. We need 9 amino acids. Protein is amino acids. There's, I think, 21 or 22. 9 we need to get from food. The others, the body makes it. But the pollen has it all. That's a complete protein, natural protein food. Okay? So yeah. So as you see, John was eating good, man. Okay? He was sustained. He didn't need meat. He didn't need cheese. He didn't need bread. Although there's nothing wrong with it. You can eat all those things are all lawful. Again, Akim, don't get lost in the sauce. Paul said, all things are lawful for me, but not all things are expedient, meaning profitable or beneficial. If you have diabetes, cut out your sugars, man. Okay? So that's all I really want to get. Not too much, but I want to say Kal Halal Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakhakwadash for letting me bring this out. Bashem, Slakia. Kal Halal La Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakhakwadash for letting me bring this information out, and the water to the brother, Ahawad, for the inspiration as well. Double honors to the apostles at GMS, who I learned this truth from, and salutations unto you, Akim, wa Akwathim Netekid. Again, man, do your own research, as the scripture says, man. Try the spirit. Alright, you gotta try the spirit, man. You gotta test and be a scientist like Daniel, an experimenter. But you gotta research. Do your own due diligence, alright? And may Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakhakwadash increase you, Akim wa Akwathim faith. Alright, till next time, Lord's will. Shalom.